So you have a Scrum interview coming up and you don't know what to expect. Well, there's one question that I am most certain will come up and everyone gets it wrong without realizing it, and it could be the reason you don't get the job. In this video, I'm going to reveal that question and, more importantly, how to answer it like a pro and stand out from the crowd. This question seems deceptively simple, but it's a trap. Most people overthink it, or worse, they don't think deeply enough. They default to giving textbook answers, and that's exactly where they go wrong, because interviewers aren't looking for theory. They want to see how you actually handle real-life challenges in a Scrum environment. And this is where many candidates fall short. They focus too much on what they think the interviewer wants to hear, instead of using their experiences to provide a solid, grounded answer. When you miss that opportunity, it can make you seem disconnected from the reality of being a Scrum Master. But don't worry, by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to tackle this question in a way that sets you apart from the competition. Question: how do you handle conflicts in a Scrum team? Here's how we'll handle this question. When I was at XZY company, we were developing a new feature for a mobile banking app. A challenge arose when one of our front-end and back-end developer had a disagreement on how data from the user interface should be passed to the server. The front-end developer wanted to use a more traditional approach by sending data in multiple steps to reduce the risk of overloading the system, whilst our back-end developer preferred a more modern, single request model to streamline efficiency. This was creating tension and was slowing down our sprint, and I had to step in to mediate. I arranged a meeting with both the developers, our product owner, as well as our architect in order to understand the roots of the disagreement. Our product owner was concerned with ensuring a smooth user experience, so we focused the discussion on how each approach would impact the end user and the sprint goal. Through this conversation, we were able to find a common ground, and we decided to prototype both approaches to gather feedback from our stakeholders to see which provided a better experience. This compromise diffused the conflict, and it also gave us valuable data to inform our decision. And ultimately, it was concluded that our backend developers' approach provided a faster and more seamless experience, so we adopted that method for the final implementation. The conflict was resolved, and we're able to complete the sprint successfully with the added benefit of using data to guide our decision. And more importantly, the team walked away with a stronger sense of collaboration and mutual respect. Let's break this down. I'm going to show you how you can use this same framework to craft your own answer to this type of question. The key here is to structure your response by giving a situation and weaving into it your experiences to demonstrate your ability to handle challenges as a Scrum Master. So I started with a situation. This is where you set the scene. In my example, I mentioned a real project that I worked on. You want to provide enough context to make this scenario relatable and specific. It's important to focus on the situation that highlights your role in navigating team dynamics. The key here is specificity. Don't just say a project, but briefly mention what type of project that it was. This shows the interviewer that you are bringing real-world experience to the table. Think about a time that you faced a challenge or a conflict in your team. Maybe it was a disagreement on priorities, or perhaps the team goal was at risk. Think about what was the project, what was involved, what was at stake, what were the challenges, and what was your responsibility in that situation. Also, what actions did you take to resolve the conflict? Let these questions serve as a guide in phrasing your answers. Set the scene with these details so the interviewers can follow along with the story. Remember, be specific, be detailed, and tell your story. Everyone has their own unique experiences, and it's those stories that will set you apart. The more specific and detailed your actions are, the more the interviewer can see how you operate as a Scrum Master in the real world. Everyone loves and can easily remember a good story. This is what sets you apart from candidates who give vague, generic, or theoretical answers.